So, to answer this question, Mochi, they want to know if you get along with dogs. So, how I'm going to answer this question is I'm going to tell you about Mochi's encounters. Do British Shorthair cats like dogs? Well, there's actually been 3 encounters that Mochi has had when it comes to encountering dogs, and none of them were positive, in my opinion. None of them were great experiences from Mochi's perspective. Now, the first... What are you licking there, Mochi? I'm trying to tell a story and you're licking the carpet, bro. You are licking the carpet, bro. It's story time right now. Alright, so the first encounter that Mochi ever had with a dog was one of the first times he ever went on a walk. And he was walking in the park on his harness. You can go and check videos of that on this channel. He loves walking on his harness. And I'm very aware of the surroundings, but we entered into a enclosed park, a private kind of park that's kind of a cut through. It's not really one of those massive parks, but it has a forest area and it also has an open field. Now, I saw from a distance that there was a lady with a small dog, a very, very small puppy. And this was the first time that Mochi ever encountered any form of interaction with a dog. So, obviously, we started walking across the grass, and Mochi was aware that there was somebody over there. So I picked him up. And as I picked him up, he was even more curious about the Jack Russell. We'll call him Jack. So Mochi saw Jack from a distance and he started trying to climb up me. He started trying to get even higher up on my body. And the higher up he got on my body, the more I could tell that he was stressed out about the situation. So right off the bat, Mochi did not like to be around dogs. Even talking about dogs, look, he's screaming about it. Mochi, I'm telling a story about you, bro. Come back here. Bro, you gotta be here for the story, bro. Mochi, can you at least be here for the story? Like, dude, the story is about you, bro. The story is about you when you met... Mochi, the story is about you when you met Jack. Where are you? Mochi. Hey, Mochi. So anyways, Mochi was very, very stressed, and the owner of the dog was like, oh, it's okay if we introduce them. It's okay if we introduce them. So I was like, okay, well, Mochi's a lot bigger than this Jack Russell. The Jack Russell was a very small puppy, so I was like, okay, let's introduce them. But as soon as I brought Mochi close to the Jack Russell, immediately he started to do something that was the first time I'd ever witnessed him do on this scale, which was he literally got his claws out. See those cute little paws over there? Well, he actually got those claws out of those cute paws. And he brought them out like, they look like knives. They look like razors, genuinely. And he started hissing and he put his back very, very high. And he was ready to attack that dog. So to answer your question, from the first story experience, I would say they don't like dogs. They definitely do not like dogs. But like I said, I mean, as I'm going to say now, that could be depending on whether they grow up with the dog. But Mochi did not grow up with dogs. He was bought from a home that was purely cats. And from my knowledge, all of the cats there were British Shorthair cats. So I would say that they don't like dogs naturally. I think that most people are aware that cats don't naturally get along with dogs. But I have seen some very awesome videos where cats do get along with dogs. So that would be story number 1. And the second encounter that Mochi ever had with dogs was actually with my nan's dog. Now, my nan had a small Yorkshire Terrier. It actually passed away recently, but she did have a small Yorkshire Terrier. And she brought that dog to this house because she was eating dinner here or something. And Mochi knew that there was a dog in the house. And that dog is very friendly. It would never attack anyone. So that's why we didn't worry about it being here, walking around the house whilst Mochi was here. It was actually more about Mochi attacking the dog rather than the dog attacking Mochi. But what happened was the dog was walking around. His name was Alfie. And Mochi, as soon as he saw him, he just went away from him. He wanted to get as far away from him as possible. And he was in a very defensive mode. The dog was running around in the kitchen and Mochi was just on defense mode. He kept on going away from him, trying to get out the room, go as far away from him as possible. Anytime he sensed that that dog was around, he would just run in a different direction. So he was very stressed about that situation as well. He didn't like... Yep, that's right, Mochi. You didn't like being around Alfie, did you, bro? But R.I.P. Alfie. And right now he wants to go in the bathroom and sit on the toilet probably, because for some reason that's something he enjoys. But yeah, that was story number 2. And story number 3 was probably the weirdest situation, because I was walking Mochi at a park with his harness on, and there was a very unresponsible, or irresponsible should I say, dog owner who didn't have his dog on a lead. And as I was walking Mochi around, obviously I'm very aware of my surroundings, especially when walking Mochi, because I want to keep him safe. We were walking through a forest in a place called Trent Park. It's a place in London. It's a very, very big park in London. And I was walking through that park with Mochi, and his dog, from a distance, I could see it charging towards us. So I picked Mochi up, put him on my shoulder, kept him out of range of the dog. And the dog was just running around Mochi, consistently running around, trying to get to Mochi. It was very, very disgusting and actually disturbing, because, first of all, if people can't control their dog should be on a lead. The guy was calling his dog, and his dog was still barking, or at least trying to get to Mochi. And, you know, that's a very, very bad way to have a dog. You know, if you can't control your dog, if your dog doesn't listen to you when you say, come here, then you shouldn't actually have your dog off the lead. That's common sense. Isn't that right, Mochi? That's common sense, bro. And yeah, that situation went on for a very, very long time. Probably about 5 minutes of him trying to get his dog to get away from Mochi. Remember that, bro? Remember that, Mochi? Yeah, I remember that too, dude. I remember that. So yeah, that was the 3 encounters. But on that encounter, actually, is very interesting. Mochi was not actually nervous. He was not nervous in that situation. He was very comfortable on my shoulder. He'd already experienced dogs multiple times. And due to him already experiencing dogs multiple times and knowing that he's always safe when he's around me, he wasn't nervous. He wasn't nervous at all. But those are the 3 encounters, very briefly. You know, I'm recording on a very high quality on my phone right now, so I didn't want to record for too long because the space on my phone would run out. But hopefully this story covers the question. And let me know in the comment section below. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had any experience with cats and dogs and what those experiences were like. And do you recommend having cats with dogs? Because personally, I don't think it's the best idea unless the cat grew up with the dog. I think it's best to have cats with cats and dogs with dogs. Of course, unless they grew up together, or you are very, very patient and know for certain that they will be able to get along with each other. But that's always a massive risk. And I believe that when you buy a pet, you should be buying that pet because you're going to have that pet for life. I think it's very disgusting when people buy pets to have for a short period of time and then give away. To me, that's not only disrespectful and very bad, actually. It's also cruel. Imagine if you was a child and you got adopted, and then after a few years you got sent to another home, and then after a few years you got sent to another home. That would literally be classed as abuse. But for some reason there are people who are ignorant in the world, and they don't think the same way when it comes to animals. So I would advise you, just from a logical and rational perspective, to pick a pet that you want and be willing to have that pet for the rest of your life. So yeah, that's my advice. Don't buy cats and dogs at the same time, unless, like I said, they're both puppies or kittens and they're growing up together, and you know for certain that you're experienced with animals and will be able to look after these animals for the rest of your life and their life, more importantly, and that they will be happy in that environment. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. I greatly appreciate you all. I hope you are enjoying the content. There's going to be a lot more Q&A content. So if you have any questions, by the way, feel free to ask your question and I will answer it. And thank you very much for consistently showing love and support to Mochi. Do you appreciate it, bro? Do you appreciate it, bro? I'm asking you, like, do you appreciate Are you shy for interviews, dude? All right, like and subscribe for more Mochi. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm going to give him his soup now. You want some soup, bro? You want some soup, little bro? You know, Mochi, there's people who watch you. They find you so cool. And they treat you like their pet. They watch you like their pet. You know that, bro? They watch you like that you're their pet. That's how connected they are to your content. And how awesome you are, dude. What do you think about that? Gonna play with a mouse? Little mousey. Oh, I love you too, bro. I love you too.